to get the results you want. Not all prayers are answered. Everyone knows that. Skeptics see this as evidence that prayer does not work. What they overlook is that for prayer to work, it must be used effectively with a clear understanding of its scientific basis. Only then can we know why a particular prayer was not effective and arrive at a practical method to make it more effective. What if you find your prayers are not answered as you would like? What then? You must understand the principal reasons for such a failure. These are lack of confidence and too much effort. Many people block answers to their prayers by failing to fully comprehend the workings of their subconscious mind. When you know how your mind functions, you gain a measure of confidence. You must remember that whenever your subconscious mind accepts an idea, it immediately begins to execute it. It uses all its mighty resources to that end. It mobilizes all the mental and spiritual laws of your deeper mind. This law is true for good ideas, but it holds true for bad ideas as well. Consequently, if you use your subconscious mind negatively, it brings trouble, failure, and confusion. When you use it constructively, it brings guidance, freedom, and peace of mind. Anytime you try to force your subconscious mind to do something for you, you will fail. The results you want will become more distant instead of closer. Your subconscious mind does not respond to mental coercion. It responds to your faith or conscious mind acceptance. Your failure to get results may also be a consequence of mentally making some statements as, "Things are getting worse. I will never get an answer. I see no way out. It is hopeless. I don't know what to do. I'm all mixed up." When you use such statements, you get no response or cooperation from your subconscious mind. Imagine that you got into a taxi and gave the driver a half dozen different directions. He would become hopelessly confused. He might refuse to take you anywhere. Even if he tried to follow your instruction, chances are he would not be able to. Where you would end up is anybody's guess. It is the same when working with the enormous parts of your subconscious mind. You must have a clear-cut idea in your mind. You must arrive at the definite decision that there is a way out, a solution to the vexing problem in sickness. Only the infinite intelligence within your subconscious knows the answer. When you come to that clear-cut conclusion in your conscious mind, your mind is then made up, and according to your belief, is it done unto you. Easy does it. A homeowner whose furnace broke down during a bitter cold snap called a repairman. The repairman came at once. Within half an hour, the furnace was working again. The repairman then gave the homeowner a bill for $30. "What?" the outraged homeowner exclaimed. "It took you no time at all. All you did was replace one small part. How can you have the nerve to charge me $30 for a little gizmo that can't be worth more than $5? The repairman shrugged. "I charged you only $2 for the broken part," he said. "That's what I had to pay for it." The homeowner waved the bill in his face. $2? he yelled. "This says $30? "That's right," the repairman said. "The other $28 is for knowing what was wrong and how to fix it." Your subconscious mind is the master mechanic, the all-wise one. It knows the ways and means of healing any organ of your body. Decree health and your subconscious will establish it. But relaxation is the key. Easy does it. Do not let yourself get bogged down in thinking about details and means. Know what the end result will be. Get the feel of the happy solution to your problem, whether it is health, finances, or personal relationships. Remember how you felt after you recovered from a serious illness. Bear in mind that your feeling is the touchstone of all subconscious demonstration. Your new idea must be felt subjectively in a finished state, felt not as something that may come to pass in the future, but as something that is actually coming to pass at this moment. How disciplined imagination works wonders. A wonderful way to get a response from your subconscious mind is through disciplined or scientific imagination. As we have seen, the subconscious mind is the architect and builder of the body. It controls all your vital functions. The 3 steps to success in prayer. Successful prayer requires 3 basic steps. Acknowledge or admit the problem. Turn the problem over to the subconscious mind, which alone knows the most effective solution or way out. Rest with a sense of deep conviction that it is done. Doubts and hesitations only weaken your prayer. Do not say to yourself, I wish I could be healed, or I hope this works. Your feeling about the work to be done sets the tone. Harmony is yours. Know that health is yours. You become effective by becoming a vehicle for the infinite healing power of the subconscious mind. Pass on the idea of health to your subconscious mind with complete conviction. Then relax. Give yourself over to its power. Say to the condition and circumstance, this too shall pass. Through relaxation and conviction, you impregnate your subconscious mind. This enables the kinetic energy behind the idea to take over and bring it into concrete realization. Why you may get the opposite of what you pray for. Emily was a celebrated French psychologist whose lectures gained him many admirers and followers in the United States. One of his important insights was this: when your desires and imaginations are in conflict, your imagination invariably gains the day. He referred to this as a law of reverse effort. Suppose you were asked to walk along a narrow plank that was resting on the floor. You would do it easily, without questioning. But now suppose the same plank were 20 feet up, stretching between 2 walls. Would you walk it? Could you? Probably not. Your desire to walk the length of the plank would come into conflict with your imagination. You would imagine yourself toppling off the plank and falling a long way to the ground. You might very much want to walk across the plank, but your fear of falling would keep you from being able to do it. The more effort you put into conquering your imagination or suppressing it, the greater strength is given to the dominant idea of falling. The thought, I will use my willpower to overcome my failure, reinforces the thought of failure. Mental effort often leads to self-defeat, creating the opposite of what is desired. Maybe you find yourself thinking, I want a healing. Why can't I get it? I try so hard. Why don't I get results? I must force myself to pray harder. I must use all the willpower I have. You must realize where your error lies. You are trying too hard. Never try to compel the subconscious mind to accept your idea by exercising willpower. Such attempts are doomed to failure. All too often, you end up getting the opposite of what you prayed for. The effortless way is better. Have you ever had something like this happen to you? You have to take an examination of some kind. You have put in a lot of time studying and reviewing the material. You feel as if you know it well. But when you face a blank exam page, you find that your mind is even more blank. All your knowledge of the subject has suddenly deserted you. You can't recall a single relevant thought. You grit your teeth and summon all the parts of your will. But the harder you try, the farther the knowledge seems to flee. Frustrated, you leave the examination room. The mental pressure eases. Suddenly, the answers you were hunting for so desperately a few minutes ago flow tantalizingly back into your mind. You told yourself you knew the material, and sure enough, you did. But not when you needed to. The mistake you made was to try to force yourself to remember. By the law of reversed effort, this led not to success but to failure. What you got was the opposite of what you asked or prayed for. Remember, mental coercion or too much effort shows anxiety and fear that block your answer. Easy does it. When your mind is relaxed and you accept an idea, your subconscious goes to work to execute the idea. Think and plan independently of traditional methods. Know that there is always an answer and a solution to every problem. Do not be overly concerned with the beating of your heart, with the breathing of your lungs, or the function of any organ of your body. Lean heavily upon your subconscious and proclaim frequently that divine right action is taking place. The feeling of health produces health. The feeling of wealth produces wealth. How do you feel? Imagination is your most powerful faculty. Imagine what is lovely and of good report. You are what you imagine yourself to be. You avoid conflict between your conscious and subconscious in the sleepy state. Imagine the fulfillment of your desire over and over again prior to sleep. Sleep in peace and wake in joy.